What the fuck is up, y'all? This is us dirty rotten people with the dirty rotten truth. So women joining the workforce, that was a good thing, right? Women's liberation, women's empowerment. Women are capable of doing anything a man could do, right? Or is it right? Let's listen here to what Miss Dr. Jennifer Moore has to say on the topic.
Go right back to the question: were we wrong to encourage women to go into the workforce, to encourage
mothers in particular,
to encourage? And I think I'm going to say yes, we were wrong. That is wrong to encourage mothers to go into the workplace, as if that is normal, as if that is to be desired, as if that is superior to the raising of children. I think that was a wrong turn.
I thought everybody desired that. Well, I thought that's what women desired.
I definitely think that was a wrong turn. And it's a wrong turn that many women have suffered greatly from. Greatly. Okay, Matt?
Women suffer greatly.
What's your experience being
What?
to these women?
What is she talking about?
Well, okay, so I was born in 1953. So that means I came of age when all of this stuff was coming of age, right? And
what was Moses like?
I was very drawn to the idea that I should get a job, that I should have an education. I was good in school, and I have intellectually a lot of intellectual interests, and so I was very drawn to careerism, what I would call careerism. But you don't see the downside of it until it's too late to do anything about it. And so in my case, the particular downside of it was I postponed childbearing for so long that we ended up with a long period of infertility. Okay? And that, for me, that was the crisis. That's when I came back to the faith.
Wow.
See, I was a cradle Catholic, memorized the Baltimore Catechism in 4th grade, Thomism for children, as I'm sure you know.
Sure,
that's what that is. So I abandoned the faith, but it was infertility that brought me back to the faith, because this is where I could see that I'm not in control of everything. I can't control the outcome, get everything I want by working harder, being smart, so on and so forth. But by the time you are in your mid-30s and struggling to conceive, you look back and you go, criminy, I can't fix this problem.
Criminy!
I can't go back to my 20s. I can't go back and undo the sexual misadventures that I had that led me here, that led me to postpone marriage, and all of those things. The priority that I put on my education, the priority that I put on my career, the way I treated my husband because of that,
How did you treat your husband?
How did you treat your husband?
Let me finish this one thought, and I'll go back to it. All of that.
How did you treat your husband?
That lost time. And whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not, there is a ticking fertility clock. That's a reality. And so millions of women have had the exact same experience, and every last one of them thinks they're the only one. It's horrible. When you really think about that, it's horrible.
Shit.
Phyllis
That's all right.
the previous generation was trying to tell us that it's possible to raise your children and then go to college and then go to law school. That's possible. That option has been there for a long time, but nobody ever talked about that as a correct path for women, which tells you that there was something corrupting about that form of feminism and that messaging and all that. That was about something else other than women's choice and empowerment. See, that's you then take the next step.
It almost seems like maybe there was a narrative that was being pushed, like a popular narrative, to fit a certain agenda. That's my prediction. I don't know what the agenda is, but that's my prediction so far. Let's listen a little bit further, and let's see what happens. It's all about the money. There's always an agenda.
To think, I was sold a bill of goods there. But anyway, the point is that once you figure out that it was that priority that you placed was incorrect, it's too late to do anything about it. And the other thing that has happened as a result of that whole let's push women into the labor force is that they don't look for spouses at a time when they should be looking for spouses. It affects how we interact.
The time that they should be looking for spouses is when their dating market value or sexual market value is at its peak. And that's like mid-20s or something like that. And I think that's what she's getting to.
Male and female, the expectations we have of each other. And now I'll answer your question. What about my husband? How was I treating my husband? Okay, so I had it in mind, as the feminists have told us, that we must have equality in the home, in the work in the home, because that's what's really holding women back. What's holding women back is their husbands aren't doing enough of the chores. Okay, so if you fool around with that for very long, you're going to create a lot of dissension and ill at ease inside the home, right? And and I was
You
doing
begin to
that.
look at your husband like the enemy who refuses to play his part in the household duties.
Exactly. You're competing with your husband instead of loving your husband. Instead of cooperating, instead of collaborating, you're competing with each other. And I can honestly say to you, Matt, that infertility was the first time in our marriage where it was really, really obvious that men and women are different. And it's like, that is really stinking weird. It took that long to figure that out. But the truth is,
I keep saying that.
Wanting to conceive and being unable to conceive cuts to the heart of your maleness and your femaleness, and we each reacted to it in different ways. It meant something different to him than it meant to me. And in order for us to live together, in order for us to pass through that experience together, I had to be willing to accept that this was not parallel, perfect reciprocity going on here. That he had his own path, that he had his own needs. And
So 2 points I want to bring up real quick. Like she said, and like I've said a million times, men and women are different. Okay? We can't do the same things and expect the same results. Okay? And one big difference I really like to point out is the fact that women are more appreciated, especially by men, and respected for their lack of worldly experience. However, men are valued and appreciated and respected more from their extent of worldly experience. That's why men brag about their scars and show them off. Women cover them up with makeup, clothing, whatever. We are different. Our value is different. The way the world perceives our value is completely different. And second thought, I think that culturally what has become popular is that our purpose is not to bear children. People, that's like trying to get from point A to point B on a treadmill. That's never going to happen. God created us with the sole purpose of procreating. Okay? That is our main purpose. Other than worshiping God, knowing God, loving God, and worshiping God, that is our purpose. That's how He made us. We will constantly be in pursuit of trying to mate and procreate. We are genetically hardwired that way. So when something interrupts the process of us procreating, something is out of balance. And sometimes you will feel it. Usually you will feel it. But even if you don't, if you're trying hard to deny it because you're trying to adhere to societal norms or whatever, then society itself is going to feel the effects of that. All right, let's get back to it.
Instead of on my terms all the time, So I didn't expect this, Matt, but in my spirit of being forthright, I think the question you asked was a good question because it was focused on one thing. Mm-hmm. And I have to say, I think it was a mistake. I think it's still a mistake to tell women that their highest priority is to go to work. And
maybe not even just their highest priority. Maybe that's not strong enough, but maybe it's just to tell them to go to work. Like my wife, you'd love her. She's powerful. She's choleric. She takes command of a room if no one's going to do it. She's beautiful. She's sassy. She's hilarious.
Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Stray.
Red flag, overload.
Ooh, I'd never said that to her face. But I'm just joking. I love her. I not only do I love her, but she's my favorite person. Like, I like her. I find her delightful. Okay. I have no doubt that if she was working, we'd
chill, bro.
Get more money, because she's just better at me and this stuff. But if she said to me, honey, what do you think? Should I take a job? I'd tell her, no, I don't want you doing that. Mm-hmm. And she would listen to that because she knows I love her. And
right.
I'm so glad she's at home.
And you have children?
4.
Mm-hmm. And they're still at home?
The eldest is 14. They're homeschooled.
They are at home. They're
not
definitely
always.
at home.
Not always. We did try out different things along the path, but this is what works.
Well, you got to stop bragging about her so much, bro. Women don't really like that. She's going to think you're weak and probably leave you for someone she perceives as being stronger in some sort of way. Maybe not. I hope not. But that's what typically happens.